really, it's to just encourage other people who are on their dissertation journey, because
yeah,
as you know, and as you're gonna tell us, it's not an easy road, right? As Bruce
no, no.
Johnson said.
And I'm happy you chose me as well as one of the person, because I speak to people about the journey and that kind of stuff. Let me turn on one more light, because I think you have more light. Let me get one more light.
No problem.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be it. That's supposed to be better. Yeah, it's supposed to be a little better, right? You
Yes.
can see me good, right? Good
I
visual.
can see you. There's
Yeah,
one.
I'm all about visual, okay? The visual is important, okay? I'm giving you all my corona looks and my corona hats and my epidemic looks. I'm giving you all of that, okay? I'm all about that.
I love it. I love it. So tell me, from where did you?
Are we ready? You ready to roll?
Yes, we're ready to roll.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead.
So from where did you graduate, and what is your PhD in? Or ED?
So I am a graduate of University of Toronto, OISE, the Institute of Education there, OISE, and my PhD is in educational leadership, policy, and diversity.
Nice.
And I completed my PhD in 2014.
Okay. So how long were you in the program?
4.5 years, almost 5. I started September 2009, and I defended my thesis April 2014. Wow. And I smiled because that day was a day. That day was a day, right?
So thinking back, how much time passed between getting approved to write your dissertation and actually starting to write it?
Okay, so for me, it was no time.
Yeah.
I literally got approved and I started my ethics the next week. And after the ethics, I started my my data gathering, and I started writing simultaneously. While gathering data, I started writing. So I didn't gather all my data first, and I begin my writing. As I interviewed, I started doing the coding and the same thing. So the messaging, the ideas start to evolve, and I started capturing that in my writing. And I must say this, because I know you're talking about PhD journey. All of us come to the journey for different reasons. For me, education was my way out. And so I'm going to surprise you. I studied my PhD part-time.
Wow.
That was part-time, no scholarship, paid my own way through. And because I know I carried 100% the financial burden of this PhD, and I use the word burden in a very strong way because it is, right? The financial burden or the financial ambition of this PhD, I didn't have time to waste. And I remember saying to my professor once, I said, sir, because in the Caribbean, we still call everybody sir. They said, call me by my first name. I don't do first name. It's either professor or sir. And I said, sir, I can walk up and down this building with a knapsack on my back, behaving as if I'm a full-time student. I have a full-time job. And so when I come on this campus, it's business. It's business. And I had to do that because of financial situation, right? So for me, it went. I was late. I'm being honest, I was laser focused. And so I went right into it.
Good for you. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
I think the big takeaway from what you just said, though, is recognizing that you had to work full time.
Yes.
And that is tremendously difficult with what it takes to even accomplish a PhD. So definitely.
And I just want to add, that because I've been around so many persons who have done PhD, the journey is different for everyone. I've seen mothers who have done this journey, and I've had to say to them, be patient with yourself. You are doing one of the biggest job ever. You're being mom, and at the same time you're writing. So be patient with yourself. So it's a balance to understand who you are and what drives you, what your motivation is.
Indeed. So tell me, what would you say were the 3 major sacrifices you made in order to finish?
3 sacrifices. The first one is finance. It's financial. So I I focus on paying that school fee, because you know the school is going to remind you that you owe them school fee. So my sacrifice was finances. Every single thing was focused on that. I wasn't trying to buy stuff and do stuff and get into everything. I was laser focused on that. So I made a financial sacrifice, right? The next one also was my social life. I am a social butterfly. I love getting dressed up for an event, and I realized that I could not be a part of everything. And my mother, as a saying when I was growing up, she said, not every drum knock, you can be there.
Yes.
And that came back to me strong. You know, I'm from the Caribbean, right? That not every drum knock I could be there. So I uninvited myself to many things.
Wow.
I uninvited myself to many things, to all this, you know, every movie premiere, everything that is happening, all, because I love a good event. And I had to know that I could not be going out on a Friday night and staying out late when I need to be in the library Saturday morning as my library morning. So those sacrifices I made. And the last one was I think I made a very big sacrifice when it comes to time, right? Because you need to know to balance your time and share your time. And so the sacrifice I made was to give the dissertation writing a lot of my time. And of course, if you give it so much time, something may be neglected somewhere, somehow, right? So for me, the sacrifice is financial, it's a social sacrifice, and it's also the time. Right. It's also my time.
I appreciate you. I mean, from all the interviews that I've had so far, time is a big issue. So I understand that. So yeah. in thinking about your journey and the completion, and congratulations.
Thank you.
What would you tell someone going through the journey now, as in lessons learned?
What would I tell someone? I would tell someone a few things, and I literally wrote down a few things. I want, because I really wanted to think about that. It's the stamina and the consistency. Nice. You're going to need the stamina to do this. It takes stamina, and stamina is that thing that says, I have to, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And it takes stamina. It takes stamina to read a chapter 4 or 5 times, and then read it a 5th time and a 6th time after one of your committee members and look at it again. It takes stamina to take it up again. Consistency is key. Consistency, you have to be consistent. I spoke earlier about my library time. I made those Saturday mornings my library time. Because sometimes if you think you're going to do this writing dissertation in your own time, it doesn't work. You have to set yourself time. Even if you're home as a parent and your kids go to bed at 9 o'clock, well, maybe at 9:30 to 11 o'clock, that's your consistent time. But you have to be consistent, because it won't come to us, you know, wow, I got up this morning with a great idea. No, you have to be consistent. The next one for me is the support. You have to get support. As much as I'm single-handedly, you know, what do this, and I paid my own way, and I'm you know, I did it my own way. I got support. And it's funny, because I was looking back at some pictures this morning of the day I defended my thesis, and there were people there waiting outside with flowers, friends, 3 friends waiting to cheer me on. 2 of them brought pom-poms. Literally pom-poms. And my personality is, I took those pom-poms and I had a whole cheerleading thing going on, because just that's who I am. So you need to have that support, whether it's support of friends or family or your partner. And you know, and I've spoken to people who asked me this question before, and I said, especially if you are married and you have a partner or you live with a partner, make sure to bring that partner into the support system to say, this is what I'm doing. You won't be getting me to cook dinner full-on 5-course meal for this 2-3 months. So that's a support by saying, babes, you can have takeout because I'm not doing this, or we're not going to be able to do this, or we're sacrificing this. So the support is very, very important. And the support outside of school, for me, is greater than the support inside of school. Nice. The support from your family and your friends, your neighbors. I used to have a neighbor that check up on me. How is the doctor thing going? Because it wasn't about thesis. He said, how is the doctor thing going? And I said, the doctor thing going good, man. And so those things, they propel you. They give you a little pep in your step. So for me, it's consistency, it's the stamina, and it's the support.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I am so excited for you. I am so happy. I love your energy.
Thank
It's
you.
so amazing. Thank you. So to conclude, what's next for you? What's next for Andrew?
What's next for Angie? You know what? Angie is, well, you know what? I'm going to put it this way. I am doing the next. I am,
That,
you know, the kids love to say, I said the kids because I do it too, right? But the kids love to say, I'm living my best life. And I am living my best life. And I mean that in a very nuanced, honest, authentic, thankful, grateful way that I'm living my best life. I finished my PhD, defended 2014. It's what, 6 years now. And what have I done over the 6 years? I have done the things that I wanted to do. I teach. I'm an adjunct at the university, 2 different universities. But I also do a lot of workshops in diversity and leadership. So I get to practice my craft every day. I do workshops in leadership and diversity studies, equity. That's what I do. I teach courses in the same area. I wrote a book. I've written 2 books, but I've worked on research work I'm doing in LGBTQ areas, have to do with also equity again. So I'm living my best PhD life. I'm living my best DR.ABC life, right? And I will close by saying I'm thankful. I'm very, very thankful. I'm grateful. You know, I don't take these opportunities lightly. And I know, you know, this, you're going to share this with other people, the journey. But I think sometimes when we come into these noble institutions, we forget where we are coming from. And so for me, I've always kept in the forefront that I'm this little boy from Waterford, Jamaica. I am this little boy from Waterford, Jamaica, who had big dreams of one day being a professor. I saw a professor on TV and I was like, I want to be that. And so I've worked towards that, and I will never let go of that idea of being thankful for my journey. So when I said I'm living my best life, it's not from a puffed up space. It's from a grateful, thankful space that I stick to it, and I'm living the benefits. And you know what? It pays off.
Thank you so much. You are awesome. You are awesome.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the work you do.
Oh, you are welcome. So when this is together and everything, I will let you know when it's going to be out there.
Absolutely.
Take care, Andrew.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Remember, if you ever need a great keynote in diversity, equity, and leadership, I'm your person. Fly me in, okay? I love it playing. Take care of yourself. It's a pleasure meeting you. Take care of yourself, okay?
Bye.
Thanks. I look forward to listening to you. Bye-bye.
All right.